Previously on NautiStyles.
Welcome to Australia!
We are at the largest shipyard in the southern hemisphere. First stop is new product and development. Look who he's fishing to see if you have a bigger model. Nice.
He nearly fell for it.
Try to figure out how many boats do they have currently in the build.
This is digital kitting now.
So nobody's sitting there
And cutting.
Not anymore. Lamination Infusion Manager.
Boom, I was close.
We have one of the biggest systems in the Southern Hemisphere.
This is them just taking the vacuum bag off now.
You learn something new every time. Oh, there comes the hull. Finally, we're getting somewhere. What do they attach the crane to?
Everything's got a process and we need to maintain that rhythm.
It's a well-laminated machine. You guys do all your own teeth?
We can literally pull out every individual plank. Like that.
So you don't have to
No,
get
no, we
like
don't.
Popeye.
Welcome to engineering.
Ah, this is a good view here.
This one's pretty much complete, ready for handover.
Sparkies?
Electricians, yeah.
Sparkies.
Sparkies,
I like
it's a Aussie
that.
term.
I love it. We've been invited by Riviera Yachts to come check out how they build it. Hi Shane.
Hey, Victoria. Nice to meet you.
This is Rico.
Hey, Shane.
Rico, nice
Good to meet you.
Now Shane did his apprenticeship here with Riviera,
Okay.
and he's been here for 27 years.
Were you like 10 when you started or what?
I'll take that. That's credit. That's good. Yeah. What we've got here is fit out one, which is the boat being built from to lock-up stage. So basically you've had a look at the hulls and hull fit out, and then here we fit out the decks. Unfortunately today we haven't got any decks to show you, but all the boats are joined and pinned, so we'll go and have a look at those in process.
Enjoy the tour, and I'll catch up with you.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
See you in the
Stephen.
golf cart.
We just increased the height of this shed and another shed 12 months
How
ago.
tall is this?
Metre-wise, I'm not sure, but we
Super
extended it
tall.
by about 2.5, 3 metres. And that's to accommodate our 78 model.
And once you go bigger, you're gonna go up more or what?
We're sort of reaching capacity now, but you know, you never know. You never know.
We're fishing. There was
okay.
nothing official announced to us, but we're fishing.
All right, well,
Yeah,
we'll just
you
head
know?
through this way and
We
we'll head
tried,
up
we tried to find out all the
the
secrets.
details, the goss.
Yeah.
This is number 2 of our newest model, the 585. This boat's just been joined, so the deck and the hull have been pinned together, and the guys are in the process of glassing it and fitting out the timber kit, the raw timber inside. So we'll go upstairs and have a bit of a
Yeah,
quick
sounds
squizzy.
great. We'll follow you.
The tape is marking like the water line.
Yeah, so this is our waterline boot line. All the models, these are marked out in our engineering department based on the options on the boat, so weight specific or displacement, and this allows the engineers to fit the skin fittings at a certain height, and then once it gets to a later point in production, it creates the basis for the painted waterline and the paint finish and also the anti-foul.
Got it. Starting to look like a boat.
Looks like a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically stage 1 is building the boat to lock-up stage. So they start with a deck and that's fitted out with the electrical looms, the plumbing and a whole heap of other fittings, the hydraulic systems, the bow rail, some lighting, courtesy lights, sometimes a windscreen depending on the weight of the deck that we have to lift onto the hull to join it. And then it's ready for joining, and then at the same time engineering's ready. The deck is hooked up to the cranes in the shed and it's lifted, and then the hull gets backed underneath, and then they start the process of join, which is pinning the boat with a polyurethane sealant. And then we also use a 2-part adhesive in the areas where, as you can see, sometimes there's sections where you just can't get to from the inside.
Is that what he's doing right now?
No, so that's strapping. So once the boat's pinned and glued together, the guys will go through, and then all the way around the gunnel, all of our liner joins and all of our timber infills will be double strapped. And as you can see on the bench over here, the guys are wetting up the sections of glass that they hand roll, and that creates the structure that we have within the Riviera, which is probably one of the best in the industry.
Strong and rigid.
Yeah, no bragging, but yeah.
Yeah. We've been on board a few.
As we come along, these boats are all at different stages, so these are all on different cycles too. So with the 9 production lines, they range from a 10-day cycle through to a 30-day cycle on the larger models, and that goes through production.
So
I guess.
question, I'm just noticing that because we were at teaking, and I see the teak is already on. So
Yeah.
at what stage does that? Is that because those are smaller parts getting brought on?
Yeah, so when there's an opportunity to build the boat as early as we can, we try and maximise that. For example, those steps can go on, there's no issue with that.
Yeah.
But then that top floor section there can't go on until the tender garage has been fitted. and the cockpit floor has been fitted on top, and then we can fit the teak across the
So
top.
it's not like it's a certain point and then all the teak goes on. It literally goes in stages as soon as possible, as soon as available.
Yeah, as soon as possible to make it as efficient as possible. The guys on this next boat, they've fitted the windscreen. They're about to fit the side windows.
Oh, wow.
And the guys are in the process of multitasking. There'll be one guy that's fitting the windscreen and side windows, and there'll be a couple of guys doing fit out on the inside, and then as you can see, someone started the gunnel rail here to complete the boat. I'm not sure how many kilometres of gunnel we use, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
Bet.
If you look at it like production lines,
Yeah.
they're each their own teams, and some lines have two particular models. Like these guys will build a 465, a 43 flybridge, and there's another model that they build. These guys will do a 505 and a 50 EB, and then there's other lines of this consistent same
So it's
model.
always the same like the other side.
Yeah, exactly the same as the other side, and it depends on obviously what's on order and the model numbers that we have and requirements.
Is this considered full? Or is there a time that this is completely full?
So this shed is full at the moment.
Okay,
So this is
it.
full. So this is 6 production lines.
Okay.
And then the spaces that you see in between are for other activities. They also need room to bring in like fly bridges and hardtops, connect them to the crane and bring them across onto each model.
They need space.
Yeah, we have had this shed completely full before, but there's a lot of in and out movements with
It makes it
forklift.
difficult when it's all full. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Wow, so impressive.
These guys are just starting to fit out a fly bridge. So he's just fitting on the Susans. He'll dry fit them first and then wet fit, and then from there they'll put on side windows, windscreen and hardtop on top of that fly bridge, and then once they're all complete, electricians involved as well, then they'll lift it up and put it on top of the boat. I believe the same process is happening pretty much here, but on a larger scale. So this is our 78 fly bridge. The guys are doing the same thing, fitting on the Susans. You've got a small bathroom there on the after that fly bridge, some
So
seating.
this is going on top of that.
That will go on top of that 78 there.
We've toured this boat. And what is that?
That's a 645.
Oh, 645.
Yeah. Basically, once the boat building teams have fitted the superstructure up to lock-up stage and the electricians are complete, and then the boat will go out the back of the shed to an area where we do leak testing. There's some systems testing there. There's a power-up of the electrical systems. And once all of that is completed, then the boat will move down to stage 2, which I believe you'll be having a look at later on today.
So that means that's what the 1 stood for. So this is
Fit out 1, fit out
1
2.
means that stage 1.
Stage 1, yeah.
Stage 2 is going to be our next stop, I bet.
Yep.
I bet. Let's see what Steven's got planned out.
This is all the guys' different consumables that they use. So
Everything
all
is
their,
like properly organized.
yeah,
Look at
consumables,
that.
hose clamps, screws, plumbing fittings.
Hose clamps, yeah, everything.
Screws, anybody?
It's like a West Marine store here. Just
Basically,
better.
yeah.
Just better.
This boat's been joined and the guys are downstairs internally glassing all the hull structure together.
Is this just safety?
This is safety, yeah.
Ah.
So we try and make sure that all of our hatches are covered, save any falls. Obviously, boating industry, it's a big risk. So,
Yeah.
But if you come through this way, you'll be able to just have a look at the guys glassing, be able to
so they're
shoot
just
down there.
reinforcing.
Yeah, that's a bathroom liner. All of our hang lockers and the deck structure and the joint itself are all double glassed with, I think it's 600 GSM and biaxial, 2 layers of that. So it's very strong, very structural.
Reinforced. That's why you guys have such blue water capable boats.
Very,
And
yeah,
little,
very
little
much.
movement, right? It's not just
Yeah.
bolted together on the rub rail kind of, it's actually glassed together.
Yeah, bolted, adhesive, and the bolts are 150 mil apart, plus the adhesive. So this is an example of the adhesive that we use in the gunnel joint. So it's a 2-part adhesive, and then basically that, the bolts and the strapping, and then once the gunnel goes on, it's very strong. In this shed, we pretty much have a mix of electrical, refrigeration, and boat builders, and they're the main trades in this shed, and get the main bulk of the construction completed before it goes on to get fitted out with the nice stuff, the timber and the carpet and the upholstery.
Makes sense. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
That's all right. Pleasure.
Thank you, Shane.
Thank you, Victoria.
This was really interesting.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And yeah, you're a true testament that working for Riviera is.
It's
you
not
get
that bad.
You get to really move up and.
It's a passion. Boat building's a passion, and all the guys that are here, we all enjoy it, and we love a challenge, and that's why we're here. So yeah.
Do you still actually go out boating
I do. Yeah, I do. I partake in everything we do within this.
Wait, are you like one of the people that gets to go on the newer, bigger boats and test stuff out?
Yeah, I'm involved in that process.
I've heard about that crew or whatever you guys call that, the
So
little group.
all the managers within Riviera, we all get involved in not only our own departments or our own specific trades, but we try and involve ourselves in the other processes in the business as well. Just gives you an overview, take the blinkers off of the business as a whole, and I guess that way we can make better improvements.
You guys get to go and actually try the bigger boats out, like
Yep.
test,
What we
test
call
everything
a
out.
shakedown, an overnight sea trial, and yeah, we do that, enjoy it, and yeah,
Nice. Thank you.
no problems.
See you later. Here's Steven. Let's see where we're going next.
I would like to introduce you to Laura.
Hi, Laura. Hi. Victoria.
And Adam.
Hey, Laura.
Hi, Adam.
Hey, how's it going?
Sorry.
Nice to meet you.
Now, Adam also mentors our apprentices in our training program,
Okay.
of which Laura is one of over 100 apprentices currently training with us.
Over how many?
100?
Over 100.
Wow.
Wow. Is it like across all departments? How do you get in?
So, in as an apprentice, we are looking for the best young people from right around our region. We go to high schools, we go out in public and we find these wonderful young people who want to get into the marine industry and work in a desired field, you know, like boat builders, electricians, engineers, cabinet makers. You know, we are looking for passionate young people who want to come in and be part of a world-class company.
How does the process work? Like, how do you qualify to become one?
They're getting in contact with Riviera through their school, and they're actually starting their apprenticeship before they've even left high school.
Wow.
So when they've finished high school, they are coming to us with an understanding of the company, the industry, and knowing exactly what they want to do.
So is that what happened to you?
Yeah, so I was a school-based. So I started here whilst I was at high school doing my 1 day a week coming to work and experiencing that while I was still doing my education, which was awesome.
What's your apprenticeship is in?
I'm an engineer diesel fitter. So
Oh, wow,
I'm a first
okay.
year. Yeah, I love it so much.
How did it come about that you wanted to be part of Riviera?
So I was lucky enough to have a pop who owned, and my nan and pop who owned multiple Rivieras, more than I can count.
How many?
10, 15. They were, big Riviera family. So
Wow.
I've been on Rivieras ever since I was a newborn. Like, I'll have a photo of me up in the front cabin.
So you only grew up on one.
I was always on Rivieras, and I guess that kind of just
So you
drove
didn't
me
have
here.
a choice, really?
Yeah, it was just like,
this is what's
this is what
happening.
you're doing. No, I loved it so much. I used to look down in the engine room, not knowing anything, and be like, oh, what's this? You know, what am I looking at here? But now I'm working here and go, oh, I can do this. Now my pop gets me to fix everything on them. So I was like, oh, yep. Your weekend, you can work for me, you know?
So your
working
grandpa
on his
is
boats.
really proud.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So when did you, at what age did you get the Riviera tattoo on your body?
Waiting for that one, no.
We're training our apprentices to become master craftsmen, but we also want them to become great young Australians. So we've got this 4-year curriculum that runs for the length of their apprenticeship. We're teaching them about life skills. So as first-year apprentices, we might be training them in communication and confidence and how to manage upwards and how to get the things they want in their life and how to plan. But as they move through their 4 years and they become more mature and more professional, then we're teaching them how to save, how to deal with banks, how to become fantastic leaders in the company. So not just like becoming excellent tradespeople, we are building excellent young Australians.
That's insane. How long has this apprenticeship program been around?
So our apprenticeship program started in 1993.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're old hands at this. We're 30 years in the game.
Well, we just met someone who has been here for 27 years and was part of it, so that makes sense.
I started my apprenticeship in like 2000, the year 2000.
You as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the last gentleman that you spoke with, he was a few years in front of me, and he was the leading hand that I grew up with. And you'll meet so many managers and people here in this company who've come through that journey, and we've grown up together, and we now get to build these amazing boats together and work in a real community.
So it's a real company family that you're raising. It's unbelievable, because you literally grow up in it.
Yeah.
How do you like it so far?
I love it so much. I would come here for free, but you know, if it was an option, I'd still hold me. Yeah.
Don't
I'm
say
not supposed to say that out loud.
No, let
Yeah,
them
no, I love
take
it so
mental
much.
though.
Yeah, that's mental one.
it. So how deep are you in the apprentices
I'm
program
a
right now?
first year, so
First year.
I was school-based last year, so I have been here for a couple of years, but I'm full-time as a
Yeah,
first
yeah.
Wow, very cool. Do you still feel like what you wanted to do is what you want to continue doing?
Yeah, for sure.
And if she didn't, if she felt like another department was better, would she have a chance to change?
Yeah, people do have the opportunity to change, but you know, within a trade, we steer people to where they're going to excel in, what they're passionate at doing.
Okay.
When I was an apprentice, I liked doing the superstructure of the build, and a lot of my peers like to do the interior of the build. So during your time, we will steer you in that direction so that when you come out of your time, you've majored in a certain aspect of building the boats, and that's how we get experts in every area that are passionate about what they
That's
do.
amazing. So we'll see you in 10 years.
Yeah,
you'll be
for sure.
running,
I'll be
you'll be
here.
running some
I'll
large
be-
department.
Yeah,
That's
I'll be here.
fantastic.
Yeah, running a whole department,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so quick question. What is your current favorite Riviera model?
I like a few. I like the 72 sports motor yacht. The sports feel.
If it was you would buy one tomorrow.
Yes,
What would it be?
72 sports motor yacht.
You know that thing inside and out, right?
Yeah,
Front to back.
I build that thing, so it's.
So
I
you're
know
a
it's a
little
good
biased.
boat. I know it's a good boat.
You're a little biased.
Yeah. But no, it's just I love that boat. It's got the sporty feel. You can fish off it, and then it's got the homely feel as well. Best of both worlds.
Well, thank you guys. It was great meeting you. We wish you all the best
well.
of luck, and can't wait to see where you end up with
Yeah,
Riviera.
I'll see you again, I'm sure. So
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
be
sure
here.
so too.
Now we're
Yeah.
off to stainless steel.
Stainless steel. Are you coming with us?
Yeah, I'll come with you.
Okay, we'll drag Adam with us to stainless steel. Thanks,
I'll get
Laura.
back to
Great
you.
meeting you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Nice to meet you. All right, following you.
Stainless steel we go. See you later. We'll see you on the
Following us.
other side.
That is a big building.
Yeah, check this out. Victoria, this is our stainless fabrication shop.
You guys do all the stainless
Yeah, we do
in-house?
right from our bow rails to grab rails, fender baskets.
Wow.
You know, here on the bench we've got some drain grates, your bow roller, cup holders, rod holders.
We saw them.
That's from a table, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's your table leg.
So we
Our
saw the
finish is
machinery.
So good.
The machinery that cuts it out.
We
Yep.
did see that at Plasma Cutter, right?
Welcome to Laser World, Shed
Okay.
28 at Riviera. I know you had your eyes on this.
What is this?
So this is our nitrogen tank. Traditionally, we've been using nitrogen tanks behind you here. This has turned out to be, you're going to hear this a lot, investment in technology.
Yeah.
Much cheaper in the long run to run this giant tank than it is to do the little tanks
And
here.
it's a lot
Okay?
prettier.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Nice piece of jewelry here.
So the idea being behind nitrogen too is to reduce the oxidization in the stainless steel when you're cutting it. It moves the oxygen out of the part, and so you don't get rusting and oxidization afterwards, which makes it really hard when it gets to the fabricating side.
What are you cutting here?
Right behind you. Stainless steel and alloy.
Okay.
So ranging down from 3 mil all the way up to, I think we could do 20. So we've got mirror 1.2 up top as well.
1.2, yeah. So that's pretty thick here as well.
Yep,
Wow. So what, this machine does it?
correct. Yeah, this is called a fiber laser. Fiber being fiber optic.
I've never seen one of these. So
Yes,
I really
okay.
don't know.
Come around the back and you can have a look inside.
Oh, you can walk in? Oh,
Yeah.
no. Almost
Wow.
walk in.
So this is our cutting head. So this is where all the magic happens. Essentially you're getting photons shot down this unit here into the head, and then we'll plumb either nitrogen into here as well for the stainless, or super high compressed air into here. So we've got a specialised compressor out there. I think it's about 20 bar, I think it runs. It's extremely high pressure.
Do you guys also take requests for little birthday presents and stuff?
More than you would think.
I didn't know you're so excited about laser cutting.
I would be like, okay, what can
What can you make?
what can we make next?
So the operator operates it all from here. Unfortunately, we're not running at the moment.
Yeah.
Nests all the parts together and sets it off, all driven by CAD software. So generated in design, sent through to us in the office. They bring it out here. They might have 50, 60 parts in one nest and set it alight. Off it goes.
What are you guys cutting in terms of smallest part to largest part?
Let's go and have a look over here.
Oh, perfect.
I think it's almost every single stainless steel part in the boat we will do. So might be tabs for grab rails, might be the mounting points for the bow rails.
Yeah.
We do a lot of alloy plates for inside the deck, so you know, fit the alloy plate in the foredeck.
So like backing plates and so on?
Correct, yeah,
Got
mounting
it.
points.
It's so accurate and so exact.
Yep, the cut
It's-
width is about 0.5 millimetre.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And we
Look
can
at this
also
here.
engrave parts on there too. You see we've got the part numbers actually engraved in there.
Yeah, that is cool too.
Let's engrave something. I can't believe the name.
Look at this here. There's like a grill,
Yeah, very cool.
and that still gets polished. Like at
Yeah,
some point,
yep.
if it's an invisible part, it gets polished and then installed.
Correct, yeah. This will all be delivered over to the stainless steel department that
Yeah.
you'll see later on today. We want to invest money in technology. This used to be like a 6-week turnaround, I think it was, to send these parts off-site, get them back here.
Yeah.
Now we can do it in a week. Things go wrong. When they do, it's great to have this here. Bang, just do it, get it straight out the door again.
Change it.
Yeah.
No, that's really
adjust
cool.
it. That's a huge difference going from 6 weeks to a week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how long have you been involved with this machine?
With this machine, I've only been personally involved with this for about a year. I've actually been at Riviera for nearly 19, I think.
Wow.
So I traditionally would look after the CNC routers
Yeah.
and the timber shop, but a little while ago we merged with digital kitting, and this has become part of my department
How
now
cool
as
is
well.
that?
So,
19 years with Riviera.
yeah, thereabouts, yeah.
Everybody we've talked to so far has been with the company for a very long time.
Yeah.
Is that the norm?
Yeah, a lot of long-termers here. A lot of people who've left in the past also
Yeah.
come back as well.
We also heard like family generations
Correct.
working
yeah.
in the company.
Yeah. In my
Yeah.
office over there, I've actually got a brother and sister working in there right now.
Very cool.
Yeah, and their father actually used to work with us too. So there you go.
Yeah, so we saw that, but it didn't look this shiny yet.
Or your fiber laser. Yeah, that's right. So over here it's going to be finished for that, to get that amazing Riviera high quality finish. Come into our shop. Here you can see on the floor in front of us they've set out the template for all the different bow rails that we build. So they've got the bending machines and they've got this template, so almost every part that comes off is going to be exactly the same to the same
I've
standard.
never seen this before. So it's one template and it's just all the models are in there.
Yeah, you can see all the different models there, and we can
These are
adjust
all the
that as we
different-
bring out a new model.
The fixing points, huh? Like
Yeah.
where the
Yeah,
stanchion, where the
exactly.
stanchion's going.
Yep.
Got
And
it.
so they're going to be measuring off the fixing points on the floor, and they're going to be measuring off the angles to get that repeatable quality.
Wow. This
And then-
is really cool. So what is he building now?
So he's building a bow rail. This is a 505 bow rail. All of our railings, our fender baskets, when you're looking at our boat and you see something that's been fabricated, it's done here in this shop in-house.
Wow, look at all that.
I know, I know.
Yeah, so they're all the awning rails that will go over the cockpit.
Yep.
Everything that's come off that fiber laser or the plasma cutter that you're looking at here, that's going to come over here and get warehoused in here.
So many parts.
And then, you know, you can see here swim platform rails.
Oh, look, it's all cabinetry.
Yeah, so this is our joinery shop. So all of the visible timber, solid timber surfaces are getting all the edging put on here, and they're getting sanded and prepared for that high quality finish before they go to varnish.
Got it. So we saw that varnishing machine,
Yep.
that robot.
Yes.
That thing was so impressive.
Oh,
We actually
so cool,
saw
right?
it working. It
Yeah.
was really cool.
We can take you upstairs and look at the Spraybotic.
It sounds like a robot which can spray
It is.
stuff.
Yes, Spraybotic, please. Wow, this is huge. Spraybotic, it's exactly
There it
what I
is.
just said.
Essentially, this is a big Spraybotic.
What does
It's
it
a robot.
do?
This is the start of our varnish process.
So varnish is not sprayed by
It is
a
sprayed
person,
by
or
hand.
it is sprayed
No,
by
it is.
hand?
We'll bring in the fully detailed joinery kit, so it's been through joinery. They've sanded it all up. Got it
What's
all
the
up to
joinery
spec.
kit?
Joinery kit is our veneer. So this sort of stuff here, our veneers,
Yes.
and then we'll put solid mouldings onto them, biscuit those in, edging, then spray it all up. So it becomes the front for your cabinetry.
Yeah.
So that's joint.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
So it's not getting done manually.
Well, at the end it is. So we bring through the finished kit and we put it straight through here as a build coat or base coat. It'll go through into the heater down the end there. That's a big heating room to help it tack off. We'll come back through a second time. Just to start to tack off, we put another build coat on it. It'll go back in there and dry off. And then we send it out to the guys to do the rest by hand, the top coat by hand.
Oh, so then it's quality control.
Exactly, yep.
So why is there liquid running on the outside?
So you get the contaminants out of the air, prevent overspray in there. So the liquid catches it and wets it, and then it's not getting up into the air. So you can see here we've got a number of different spray nozzles on the bottom.
Yeah.
Knows where all the parts are, it can read what's going on, and then go through backwards, forwards, up and down, and run it all through on a conveyor.
So this basically eliminates a need for multiple spray booths.
Correct, yeah.
So you just have a final spray coat, everything else gets done here.
That's right.
Well, you just automated like 2 work steps, right?
Exactly.
Actually.
And we could do probably 2 50-foot boats through here in a day.
Wow.
every day.
That is really impressive. Well, that makes sense how you guys pump out so many boats a year.
It's literally a conveyor belt.
Yes, correct. And then it goes into the heating room inside there.
Super interesting.
Very cool.
I've never seen one of these.
Something like this.
I don't know how many are in Australia, but I want to say off the top of my head, maybe 3.
This is a rare thing
Yeah,
to have.
there's not many of them.
A big deal. That's really cool.
But yeah, you could probably go through the conveyor belt and get a spray tan.
I was thinking, right?
Yeah.
Just flip around.
A bit sticky.
Turn around, please.
Oh, so this is getting put on right now.
Oh, Damo, you about to fire it up?
Nice.
So again, finished joinery kit. It's being detailed. Now we'll start putting some coats on it.
So how do you make sure it gets sprayed from both sides?
Roll it over. But not everything needs doing on both sides.
Yeah. Only like the doors and stuff is going to be both, but
Correct,
a lot
yeah.
of the cabinetry just goes to
We
outside.
don't need to. We can just have a base coat on it and that'll be fine.
This is like a Tetris puzzle.
Little bit of a Tetris
Like,
puzzle.
in order
yeah.
to fit the most, you got to put them all properly together.
The operator now is keeping an eye on it, make sure everything's okay. Quality control's there again.
Like, all right, what else can we fit in there?
So what happens here?
That's a duster.
Oh, got it. So
Yeah.
just get all the residual from sanding off.
Exactly, yeah. That's plumbed in downstairs to our other hopper, the
Yep.
digital kitting.
I feel like I'm on an episode of How It's Made,
Yeah.
right? We should do like a proper voiceover. Do they have to go through multiple times?
Yes, correct.
Multiple coats?
Once they're dry in there, they'll
Yeah.
be manually unloaded onto a trolley, brought back around and
So
going
once
through
they
again.
come out of the drying spot, it's really dry, like it's safe to
Just
touch?
tacking off, isn't it?
It can be one of two things. We can either flash dry, so it's still a little bit tacky, which
Yeah.
is when you go wet on wet. And then the next coat they'll go in and they'll come out dry.
Dry. It's making this whole department very clean and smell-free. All these toxins and things. It's
Yep, all
pretty
trapped in there.
amazing.
Yeah, I would stop right there. It looks nice. Looks like satin,
Not bad, eh?
right?
And then it goes into the drying booth
Drying room, yes.
And where it comes out then?
Down this
on the
end.
other side.
I might as well show that too.
You might be able to see in the window there, all the racking system that's in there.
Yeah.
So it all works on conveyors and racking, so it rotates around.
So it's fully automated.
Automated, yes.
Wow. It comes out here once it's done.
That's right.
How long does it take to dry?
This should be on its way out very shortly.
This is what you said, it's wet on wet?
Yes.
So how do you pick that up that you don't damage it?
Yeah.
Carefully?
Yeah, carefully. Yeah, so there's 2 modes on the table. I'll just roll them off the end.
Oh, you just grab it from the bottom.
So now we know how to CNC it, and now we know also how to
Yeah.
paint the birthday presents.
Yes.
Little coasters. Happy 50th birthday, John.
Little posters.
It's a long booth.
Don't see it.
You don't see it?
Not yet. Definitely have to have some patience to not just grab it.
Once they start coming through.
Then it's fast, huh?
Yeah.
Ah, that looks nice. Yeah, might as well stop there. It looks super nice. Is that walnut? What is that?
Correct.
That's my favorite. See, you didn't have the patience to wait till here. He's like a professional. He knows how to handle it. It
So
looks
should
beautiful.
we make one Riviera's owner's boat really special and just
Victoria and Rico were here.
we were here. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank
Thanks,
you so
Damon.
much.
Thank you very much. Victoria, nice to meet you, Damien.
Thanks, mate.
That was really cool and unexpected.
Agreed. I'm glad we got to film it.
Yeah, I'm glad that they started. From here, once it's done, it goes
to varnish.
there.
We use a German edging product with a PU adhesive, so
Okay.
it becomes a waterproof, watertight product. In the unlikely event that it was saturated, you
Yeah.
know, it's preserved.
It's preserved.
Yeah.
How many people work in the stainless steel department? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, there's about 25 people
25
in our stainless
there.
shop.
Okay.
So this is our solid surfacing workshop.
Yeah, I was wondering what that means.
So solid surfacing is like a artificial stone. Now this is an acrylic product, and it gives a solid stone finish or solid stone effect. Now, because this is acrylic, we can work with it with your typical timber wood shop tools, right? Like a trimmer or a router, and you can shape it, you can curve it, and it still has that stone finish. This product can also be resurfaced, it can be repaired if it's damaged, so it's very versatile, very durable, but it still has that high-end, beautiful stone look. Our 78 uses Caesar stone, and the rest of our boats are using Corian or Staron.
Okay.
This is a typical snap of one model.
Because over there, I think I saw 60 or something, which looks a lot bigger, which would kind of like make sense. That's crazy.
The raw ply kit for a 78 has over 2,000 parts in it.
2,000 piece Lego.
Yeah, look, I mean, it says something on the side there, on the red.
64 spot motor, you got number 37, so that's number 37 right there.
Wow.
So this is our CNC and machine shop. Now, if you can imagine our design team drawing the interior, and then our CNC programmers cut that design into machinable parts.
Yeah.
And then in here we use robotic BSE machines, these Italian machines, to cut that part out of each piece of timber.
So this machine basically creates that big stack of what we just saw.
Yeah. This is one of 4 CNC machines that we have on site, on 4 BSEs. And then we've got the rest of our typical woodworking or wood shop machinery, spindle molder, 6-head molder, and a wide base sander. But we're also looking at different ways that we can get more efficiency and use newer technologies. We've got a multi-cut saw over there. Always looking for ways that we can get repeatable quality, repeatable standard, and more efficient. And this is our joinery shop. So this is the final stage in timber manufacturing process.
So once it's been finished,
so the joinery shop has finished all the face edging. Now here we're joining all the carcass and the white box to the back of it to make a full piece of, a shelving unit or a cabinet or a bed base.
The varnish pieces do come here to get like the doors and stuff?
Yep, so now once it's been varnished, once it's all completed, it comes over and it gets assembled here.
Okay.
So we're delivering, as you can see, a fully assembled component.
Fully assembled.
Down to the next stage of manufacture, which is interior fit out, almost completely finished. Basically, our boat builders down in that next stage are going to pick that up and they're going to install that
And they get to install it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how we get that repeatable quality and efficiency, by allowing our tradespeople to specialize in a certain area.
How does it get protected? Like, if they will install this, how does it get protected before it arrives
Some of the
somewhere
parts
else?
will use a thin adhesive plastic over to protect it.
Wow,
Really cool.
It's fascinating. How many people in this department?
This whole timber area, that goes into that 40.
That's not that many to pump out so many boats. How do they do it? Must be really fast. I would think it would be more.
We do have to run efficiently. We don't have tradesmen lining up, banging down the door. We're focusing on the highly skilled people who know the Riviera way, who've been building with us for a long time and been able to develop that efficiency.
That makes sense.
And that's part of keeping people here too.
Quality versus quantity.
Yep, and then having the ability to get good by repeating and maintaining that standard.
It's a problem around the world to get good people.
Oh yeah, it's no different in Australia too.
Every single part of the world, and in marine industry, it's very hard to get good people.
100%. We get them and we hold on to them.
You want to keep them. Yeah. Okay, where are we at?
So this is stage 2 fit out. This is where all the magic happens. This is the final stage.
So we finally made it to phase 2.
We've made it. Here we are. All of your final fit out will be done here. It's a finished product. Thanks guys, I'll hand you over to Matt.
Hi Matt, Victoria.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Rico.
G'day mate, how are
Good to meet you.
So you're just going to hand us over, huh? I see how it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Lovely to meet you, Victoria.
Thank you, man.
Hey,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Cheers, legend.
Phase 2.
Phase 2. Phase 2.
I feel like fit out 2.
Fit out 2.
Fit out 2. I feel like we've made it. We've made it.
Thanks, Stephen.
We'll see you in the golf cart.
Alrighty, Matt.
Okay, so come on through, guys. I guess fit out 2, we do all the installation. We transform basically an empty shell of a vessel. We transform the whole interior into basically what you see at the end. All the timber work's going in, all the cabinetry, upholstery, electronics, all that's happening in here.
Wow, so when the yacht leaves here, where does it go? That's it?
So from here, it'll go down the waterfront.
That's it, okay.
A little bit of testing, and then we go in the water, and then we do our QC. And then from there, we're pretty much customer ready.
Okay.
So when the boats arrive here, it's not an empty shell,
but
we
saw what's all in
engines
there.
and mechanical
so
stuff is in there.
engines, everything like that's in there. All the running gear, the
Air
superstructures all
conditioning
put
is
together.
in.
Yeah, all the systems are
But
run.
no cabinetry
No
is
cabinetry.
in, flooring.
So we install floors, headliners, cabinetry, upholstery, appliances. We can walk on here now and you'll see we're a few days into the build. So you see a lot of the structure.
Let's do it, yeah.
So this is the 645.
Oh, 645.
That's the one I wanted to see anyway, so.
See, these are the staples I was talking about. These are also done in-house. Wow,
yes, yeah, in our stainless shop on
They're
site.
so beautiful. Yeah. Oh yeah, that does feel a lot bigger, beamier. Look at the door is different.
So you guys have spent some time on the 585?
585 yesterday.
Yeah, okay, so the bigger sister, 645.
Very cool.
I can't help myself.
That's all right.
Oh, there's a cooler in here. Okay, there we go.
It's not a yacht tour, focus.
It becomes one now.
Come on through, guys.
Don't fall in love with another one now. Okay, so all of this wasn't here, this all came in.
Yeah, so all the timber work that you see here now, we're a few days into the build, so we've just started now. First things first, we'll get the floor in, and then we'll start working through the cabinetry along the sides, start working on our headliners. Once we get the big sort of stuff out of the way, that's when we'll start doing the more detailed things, like the guys will start working on the helm here. You can see all the electronics are run. So the guys will start bringing those cabinets in and start forming that dash up.
It's like my biggest nightmare. It's just like
all those cables.
Snakes.
Yeah,
just so like I don't even know.
But you see the difference. This one's going to have 3 helm chairs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The 585 had 2.
And a little wet bar over this side here, little servery top.
I'm just fascinated by scheduling. Such an undertaking.
Yes.
To schedule all these things. Is it just one team doing all of this, or is it just like one person doing the electronics, one person doing the...
So we
How
got
does it work?
a team of boat builders and a team of electricians basically.
Got it.
In this facility. Also in this shed, we do all the upholstery.
Okay.
So we've got a couple of teams of
another
upholstery
team,
as well.
separate team.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they work just like in other stages. They work different lines, so they always work in the same line.
Yeah.
Which
So
is
these,
like
these guys will build this boat.
3 models?
So the 645 and then the 64 Flybridge.
Okay.
These guys will build both those models.
Got it.
So you've got the cabinet makers and the boat builders who do all the installation. At the same time, there's a team of electricians on board because we all sort of got to work in sync so that as someone's putting something in, the wires are run, so everything works.
So if we take this as an example, when this one arrives here to the time it leaves, like what's the rough time frame?
18 build days.
18 days.
That is it?
Yes.
18 build days?
Yes. Yeah.
For all the cabinetry, for the flooring, at least the internal flooring.
Teak's all done previously.
Yeah. All the
headlining.
Upholstery. Basically, all of this needs to be installed. All the help. Wow.
Yeah.
Also, all connections have to be made. Outlets, lights, switches, everything.
Yes.
18 days.
Yeah.
How big's the team that's doing this boat altogether?
It's about 8 or 9 guys.
Total. That's it.
For the building, and you've got 2 to 3 electricians.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
You can't have too many people working in the one spot. Gets too crowded.
Step on each other's feet.
Yeah. That's
so
incredible.
less than a month, pretty much.
Yes, basically we turn
So you're just
one
a
of
few
these around
days
each
in
month.
here? What is this, like a couple days in?
We are, I think 4 days.
4 days in.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Have a quick look downstairs if you
Is that
like.
okay?
Yeah,
Can
that's
we
okay.
follow you?
Yeah, come on through.
Floor's already in.
Just mind your step. So
Yeah, kick us out
all these
where we should
all
be.
these structural bulkheads, that's what the fit out one guys do. So that's your stage 1. See the guys starting to put some upholstered bulkheads in here.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable that it all gets done so quickly. You have to have a very efficient team.
Yes, the guys definitely do well with it.
Unbelievable.
So you can see some cabinetry going
Sorry
in.
we killed your music. We'll give it back in 2 minutes. I know it goes a lot slower without music.
It's so cool. You can already see, like, lights are already in here.
Yeah, it's
cabinetry
all,
and the hats is already
together.
in. So you get 4 staterooms.
Yes.
4 staterooms.
You get a little bunk room there.
Yeah, that's right. Wow.
Come down into the master.
So
See
you
the
can
guys
pop
starting
in.
to put all this together in here.
Let's get some speakers in here. Oh, that's under the TV, huh?
Yeah, so this is where the TV will end up being on this face here. So you see all the wiring and everything's been run.
So you're just going to hide it behind
some false upholstered panels there.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're all click on and off, easy access to.
But we discovered it yesterday.
Very
we were
cool.
like, ooh, behind this black.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
There is a soundbar.
So you can see the bed head structure in here. So we'll have upholstered panels through here where the raw ply is.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, blast the music.
Yeah. Oh yes, look, it's coming in.
Oh shoot, let's hurry up.
Perfect timing.
Go, go, go.
Does that fit?
Yes.
You sure?
All right. Where the clear is, we actually had to raise the shed.
To fit the 78 or?
Yes, and the 72.
Don't scratch the
And
wind
the
vane.
72 as
Yes,
well?
yeah.
It's like a couple of centimeters. Wow.
He just did that on purpose.
Yeah. Because he can.
Wow.
It's hard to believe that you look at this and you think, okay, this yacht is completed, but it's actually an empty shell on the inside.
Yes,
There's nothing happening when it comes to interior. It's all about to come in.
Yeah.
Crazy. How long is 72? What's the time frame?
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a bit longer.
There's a lot more boat,
You've got enough. Yeah, you've got a lot
Plus
more.
the flybridge, yeah.
All the stuff which gets bolted in. Is there a staging area where you have, like, behind the boats kind of like?
Oh, so the guys
this is all the stuff
Yeah, so the guys will work on the benches out the back. We get our flat pack kits
Yeah.
from our joinery guys
Yeah.
and the sub-assembly kits. So they'll bring all that through for us, and then piece by piece we sort of put it together from there.
And does it get sort of staged like on each line
not,
here?
not
or-
so much as a production line like that. Like one guy might build a certain area, so all
Okay.
his stuff will be in one spot,
Got it.
and he'll grab those bits and take them on the
But
boat.
this is what he is doing every single
Yes,
week. So
repetitions
he
there.
knows what goes where, what it should
what
look
parts
like.
he needs, what the process is, what parts
That's,
go
I
in
think
first.
that's key to such efficiency.
What about the appliances and stuff? Are they just getting delivered in time, or you guys request it and then it
Yeah,
gets
so
dropped off? Or?
our warehouse carries them for us, and then when we need them to fit them, we'll request our kit.
Yeah.
And they bring them in. Generally, the appliances go in sort of towards the end of our cycle, and then we can get in there and test and make sure everything's running
Yeah.
properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just basically go, all right, ready for appliances, bring them in.
In they go.
And they
Bring
come.
this, that, yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that. What are these machines?
So that's our basic tooling. We've got a couple of table saws there, panel saws, drop saws, one for aluminium, one for timber.
So what would they use it for, since it's all coming like ready to go from the joinery?
Yeah, so as far as ready to go, the parts are there,
Yeah.
but it's still an element of fitting.
Okay.
So the guys, they're very skilled guys that we have in here, and everything is cut to fit.
Got it. So it might need to be adjusted.
Little scribes here and there shaping.
This is technically like an electronics cage, huh?
Electronics kit from our warehouse. So the warehouse will pick that. The Sparkies, they'll request their kit, and then we pack it away in easy access
You also
cages.
said Sparkies.
You guys are familiar with the term?
No, we love it. We got it now.
Got it
but
now?
Sparkies is
Yeah.
awesome. I want to remember and use it. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
by all means, you can have that.
That's great. Well, thank you for showing it to us.
That's all right.
You kind of have, I think, one of the funnest jobs.
It's very rewarding.
Yeah,
it really is.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
When you can see what goes into it and the effort, and then you see a
Yeah.
finished product towards the end.
You see
very-
this baby come out like
Yeah.
it's ready.
Yes.
Because I feel like the development is also really cool, like the department, because
Yes.
you kind of get to dream what it's going to be, and then you get to see it, but you get to really see it. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, some big stuff coming in. You really get to see it at the end,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
super, super
Yeah,
cool.
it's such a transformation that happens in here.
Oh yeah, super,
Definitely.
super cool. How long have you been with the company?
20 years.
20 years!
20 years, yeah.
Wow, we have
Yeah.
yet to find a person who's just been here for like a couple
A
months.
year?
Yeah,
two?
we're very
This is
lucky. We do have a lot of depth.
incredible.
Yeah, we're very lucky to have a lot of experience.
So I would imagine there are a lot of friendships probably too,
Oh,
right? It's
yes,
not
yeah,
just
100%.
co-workers.
Yeah, you've spent a lot of time with these guys, so
Yeah.
yeah, it really is rewarding.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's
well,
awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank
we really
you.
appreciate you.
Not a problem
and
at all.
this was really
Thank you,
fun.
sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
And
Cheers.
I think we're off to
The waterfront,
we're
I'm
going to
guessing?
the waterfront.
Yeah, cheers.
See you
Okay.
later. Bye.
This is our warehouse. Come and have a look-see. So this is one of two warehouses that we have on site. This predominantly services the northern yard, and then we have another one on the southern block.
Okay.
But
So it's all the parts that are not produced in house?
that's correct.
Okay.
Yes. So through here, more than 11 million individual parts move every year.
11 million a year. That's
So
not including
one
what you
part
build
could
in
be an
house.
engine, so it gives you an idea of the scale
Just as an individual.
item.
Wow. So all the appliances, everything gets stored here.
That's correct.
We have two of these.
And then everything gets kitted and then delivered to each boat individually.
So that's what basically Matt just said. He calls and says, okay, we're ready for appliances. And whoever's in charge of that project is going to go collect that, bring that over there.
That's correct.
Wow. Very impressive.
Come and have a look around the corner.
Oh my God. Wow, this is a nice shopping experience here.
Bigger than Home Depot.
Oh, definitely. There's the cookout, Australian barbecue.
Aussies barbecue.
How do you say it?
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
So we'll now go down to the waterfront
Okay.
and I'll introduce you to Justin.
Hi, Justin.
This
Victoria.
is Victoria.
Nice to meet
and
you,
this is
Victoria.
Rico.
Rico, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you as well.
Now Justin is our Quality Systems and Business Improvement Manager.
Okay.
Bless you.
And
Yeah, that's
And-
a hefty title.
And just like many other people you've met today, he did his apprenticeship with Riviera quite some years ago. How many years ago
correct.
have you been now with Riviera?
He's like, I'm not revealing that information.
Around 30 years ago.
Wow.
So yeah, quite some time.
So he's a Riviera veteran, 3
Yep.
decades.
So you're one of the first ones to go through the program.
Yeah, correct, except the programs are vastly improved these days. It's a bit more of a holistic approach these days, teaching a lot of life skills plus on the job skills.
That's what we heard.
Yeah, and I'm lucky enough to be a part of that as well, mentoring the new generation of boat builders, electricians and engineers, and the multiple other trades that we have here at Riviera.
Yeah.
There is no better way to do it by somebody who has actually gone through the program themselves to know what was missing or could be better. That is just something that I didn't know about you guys at all, and to meet so many people who's worked for this company for so long but also have literally been raised into this company is just so fascinating.
And so with 30 years worth of knowledge, that's why he's the best man to be running the whole QC process.
Okay.
He's seen it all from every stage of construction, has worked in every aspect of the business.
So this is where they all finished and pretty come over to you.
Yeah, correct. So we finish our production process and the boats come out of Shed 11, which final fit out, which you would have just seen. They come over here onto the hard stand, where we do a series of pre-launch checks, and we run through the engine rooms and also the external sections of the boat, all the underwater sections, just making sure scoops and our series of checks are done. Once we get the go-ahead there, we then take photos of everything under the waterline also. This process can take anywhere from a day to about 3 days, depending on the size of the vessel. The vessels are put in the travel lift and then they're launched over here to our left, and then when they come into the water, board in, moored up, and then we commence our pre-sea trial checks.
Wow, you guys got a lot of slips here.
Yep, we're lucky enough to be right here on the water of the Cooma River, whereas years ago we used to have to transport our boats via truck down to the water and then back to the factory, but we're lucky enough to be right here on the river and able to test the boats at our disposal. So once the boat's launched, overnight we'll just monitor it to make sure everything's as it should be. We'll have engine representatives come in, and some of the bigger boats will have our external gearbox suppliers, etc., that all come in and just make sure things are commissioned and ready to go on sea trial. And then it takes us about an hour from leaving the dock here out to the Broadwater. And then on the Broadwater then we're able to then bring the boats up to their cruising speed and top speeds, really test them out. So there we've got engine suppliers on board. We're making sure the boats are pulling the correct revs, checking fuel rates, handling, top speed. That process again can go for a couple of hours. Sometimes we'll get them offshore as well and we'll navigate a square pattern to make sure all our autopilots and things are calibrated and operating as they should be, working properly in a following sea, head-on sea, etc. And then for some of our bigger boats, we actually do an overnight sea trial on them as well. So
that's what we've heard, and some of the management is part of that, right? You guys actually get to spend time on board and check everything out, test it out, and it's
use
part
the
of
boat
the
just
Riviera
like
family.
an owner.
Yeah, correct. So recently on the 585 we have our design team go out too.
Nice.
So especially for a few of the younger people in the team, not spend a lot of time around boats, and then they get to go out, not only see their work come to fruition, but also look at the things that work and don't work.
What a cool experience.
When you're utilising a boat. So we try and get a lot of our staff on at least a sea trial, because unlike a house, the foundations are moving on a boat.
Very
and
different.
not everyone's had the luxury or the opportunity to be on a boat in their lifetime. So yeah, we try and get as many staff members out to be able to see that and appreciate
Super
that
important.
as well.
It's so cool.
And realise what they're doing. We're dealing with people's lives, so the importance of
things
putting,
working,
tightening every screw, using sealant, torque specifications, all of that. So
speaking of that, you're holding the books and it looks like 1, 2, 3. Are these the 3 books that we've heard now a few times travel with the boat till the very
all the way
end?
through production.
So basically these 3 books are kicked off, generated, right before triggers pulled in lamination. It'll follow from inwards good testing right through to our hull, our deck lamination, our engineering, our fit out one, our electrical. There's standards here that we might work to as well, ABYC or CE and ISO. So there'll be checks there. The fitter will mark off once they've complete the job, the leading hand will then mark off to say that they're also happy with that. We also integrate some of our schematics as well from our design department, so that way we're making sure out on the floor we're building what our design team has designed for us to build.
How many boats you've made so far?
Almost 6,000.
So how big is this filing cabinet with this stuff when it's done?
It's all been digitised.
Yeah, it's all digitised.
So it's getting digitized?
Yeah, yep.
I was going to ask, there's got to be a huge storage space.
It used to be.
Really? I bet it had to be, right?
And to be honest, that's a project of mine at the moment, is we're converting a lot of this to digital system.
To be able to just have like an
Yeah.
iPad that everything gets checked
Yeah,
on.
correct,
Yeah.
which we already do now. So from when the boat starts, we will log any non-conformances to make sure every single one of those items, if it's picked up, they're addressed and they're signed off by one of the quality team members.
Got it.
So we have, as I mentioned, dedicated systems auditors, but we also have a person dedicated to gel coat. So they're going around all the gel coat and all the paint.
Okay.
And we also have people more dedicated to the aesthetics. So going through looking at the varnish finish, the operation of cupboards, doors, making sure there's no bird screws, screw heads are aligned, things like that. And that process, we can spend a day on the smaller boats and up to 2 days on the larger boats.
The larger boats.
Yeah.
So from the time that the boats end up here, right, in the water, well, first of all, so over there you said on the dry, you have a couple days, right? You're testing stuff out. And then the boats end up here. How long until generally you can sign off and say, okay, it's good? So a day or two, or is it longer?
Once the boat launches, we usually have anywhere from 1 to 2 days that we do pre-sea trial checks also, just to make sure all the fluids are right and everything's ready to go. Then we spend a day sea trialing the boat. And then
Overnight
we'll do,
boats,
overnight on the bigger boats, and then we'll do an audit the following day.
Yeah.
And then usually it's about a week after that, because if we rectify any non-conformances, but then we get the boat fully detailed and make ready for the customer, so to speak.
Very cool. So I do have a question for the customer, right? Which stages of the build are they allowed to come see, encouraged to see?
All stages.
They can call and say, hey, I'm going to be in town in 2 weeks. I would love to see my boat.
Many of our owners love to come, and we call them key milestone stages. When the hull and deck is joined, for instance, they know when that timing is in advance.
But they can literally come anytime.
That's
I mean,
correct. They can make
with
an
a
appointment.
notice.
They can make an appointment. They can enjoy that whole journey from a lamination all the way through to the final QC stage.
So if I'm an insane person who really has nothing else going on and I want to be here once a week, I could.
You're absolutely welcome, and that's a wonderful way to get to know your boat.
You'll know everything about your boat. That's unbelievable. We saw how the teak decking was done, and all these little imperfections they cut out and then reseal it, and might have to do it twice.
Yeah, so like I mentioned before with the orders, we have auditors doing specific areas, so they're going around the vessels like with a fine-tooth comb, looking for little bits
like
of
with,
residue.
with the yellow tape.
Yeah, with the yellow tape, and we have numbers also. If there is a defect, it'll be numbered, and then there's a corresponding rectification that needs to happen to that number.
Got it. So this would be like the couple of yellow things we see, couple of green things.
Yeah,
like those are the little things that they catch that they want to address.
Yeah, correct. And then they're all put into a report. They're rectified. Again, like the QC books, they're signed off by the person rectifying, and then they're countersigned by people in my team to make sure that it has actually been repaired to our standard.
Our philosophy is that our boats need to be as close to perfect as we can make them before we put them on a ship and then they head off around the world.
Yeah.
Our owner has a philosophy that he wants to be a zero warranty company, so he's driving that into every area of production.
Zero warranty company, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a very good way to approach any business, you know, marine business. That also means way less safety liabilities, because those are all safety related things, and safety is so important on the water.
Usually warranty, in my experience at least, are more related to third-party components, like air conditioning, generators, engines, whatever it might be. I actually had a case with the Riviera in the US, in California, where we had a problem with the yacht management system, the C-zone system. Nothing crazy, but we needed to find a box. So we've called up Riviera here in Australia, and it literally, I was impressed by the helpfulness. Like, it was one phone call, one transfer, And we spoke to somebody who was like, yeah, no problem, just go in the master closet, open the wall, and it's right behind. And fair enough, yeah, that's exactly where it was.
Instead of like taking half the boat apart, trying to figure out where it is.
That doesn't happen with every boat builder. I can guarantee you that. I did yacht maintenance and management for a long time, so that was amazing.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, our confidence is expressed in our warranty program, and we offer a 2-year express warranty, so that's covering all of those third-party pieces of equipment. We offer a 5-year limited warranty on all of the engines and drives, and if it's a Volvo-powered boat, all of the electronics. And further, there's a 7-year structural warranty. So you drive away with the greatest peace of mind knowing that there's incredible coverage for your Riviera.
Well, that's amazing. Love it.
All right, where are we going next?
I think that's it.
We're off to the Experience Centre.
There's
to
more.
see the
Best
final
part.
stage.
The best part, the funnest one.
To pick some interior decor and also to go shopping.
Let's do it. Well,
Wow.
thank you so much.
Yeah,
This was so
thank
fun.
you.
Thanks for
Thank you
Good
very
luck,
much.
yeah.
Nice to
thanks
meet
for
you.
making quality
Yeah.
control fun.
Yeah, oh well, hopefully.
Bye.
See you later.
Ciao.
Thanks, mate. Hey, Kyle.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
How was
Good to see you again. It was a big day full of adventure.
We're trying to process it all because it was a lot.
So this is Kyle. What is your exact job title?
Manufacturing director here at Riviera.
Oh, you've got a big job.
Yeah.
So Kyle's in charge of producing 150 boats a year for the world.
Wow.
Wow.
Huge job.
Okay.
Huge job.
Well, we are overly impressed, I would put it this way. Just a really well-oiled, a well-laminated machine. I don't know what you would call it. I felt like I met the Riviera family. It wasn't just like, oh, here are the heads of the department is what initially, you said we're going to do, but just like everybody's been here for so long, and it's just,
And isn't
I
it
think,
cool so many
incredible.
of them started as apprentices and now have
It's-
grown
Yeah.
up through the business, and
It's
30 years
absolutely
later are very senior people. And
Yeah.
I asked you at the beginning of the day, how many boats do you think we have under construction right now?
Okay, say your number one more time.
After we just did all this, I'm going to say 54.
I'm going to say 80.
And Kyle is the only man that knows.
69.
Oh, wait, what did you say?
I said 80. I was probably the closest.
Was he the closest though? Oh yeah, you are the
Yeah,
closest.
yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
almost
Almost
half
half.
of my math is no longer good.
Of the yearly production.
Yeah, of the yearly production is already in motion.
In motion, yeah.
Unbelievable. At one stage or another.
Yes.
And is that pretty much most of the time around that number?
Fluctuates a little bit,
Fluctuates
but
a little?
mostly around that time.
Yeah.
Because they're bigger boats, the build time is longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we are trying to ramp up volume.
What's the build time on the, let's say the 78, your flagship?
A little bit over 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Okay. And the
Yeah.
smaller models?
4 months.
Wow, it's just really impressive
Incredible.
to deliver that kind of quality and that kind of speed.
So you've seen today much of the new technology that we've introduced over the last couple of years, and we've been adding to the facility. We've created our new warehouse and new lamination centre. We've expanded many of our major production buildings, and that's all about increasing our production volume, but at a very careful rate. We have a lot of people that have purchased Rivieras, and we're doing everything we can to deliver those. Demand is strong, but as you've seen today, the quality is
super important to you guys.
absolutely.
Quality is number one.
I gotta say, what I loved is that everywhere we went, people were working and jamming to music, playing on their little stereos. We had to make them turn it off because of YouTube. Boo-hoo, YouTube. But it was just so nice to see, like, the spirit that was just there. Like, they really enjoyed what they were doing. We would make them turn off the music.
good
and they'd
moods.
go, what?
Good moods
it was
all
just
around.
A good
Yeah.
mood,
Yeah.
like a really nice energy at the yard.
Yeah.
It just felt like everyone was happy to be there.
Well, when
I
you're
loved
building beautiful boats for people who just love them, it's their passion.
Yeah.
And you know how much joy our boats bring to our owners. It's a pretty magic job.
it. You could tell, and so many people said to us that they felt like it was rewarding. The job felt rewarding. That's key. That's why they're here for so long.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
He does a sensational job.
On the, what is it called? Tight ship?
He's running a tight ship.
Yeah, running a tight ship. Yeah.
I'm glad
so
you enjoyed it.
Super
Okay.
nice meeting
All
you.
right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All right, we're
Now
heading
we're
over to the
coming here for
Experience
Center.
Yeah.
Experience
Experience
Center.
Center.
Well, good to meet you. Good
Nice
to
to
see
meet
you.
I'm hoping you're going home.
Yes.
Okay, good. We just cut you for real quick. See you later.
Thanks,
Al.
Katie.
Bye.
Bye. this is the experience
That's
Center.
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 So this is
I
where
feel like it's Warner Brothers Studios. You just walk into their store. Have you ever been to Warner Brothers store in the lot?
No, I haven't actually.
They actually have exactly that with all the different shows that have produced, all different merch, and you
Yeah.
can buy it, but you have to be on the lot in order to do it.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
cool.
the same thing.
That's cool. So our owners love to come here and to shop for their family and for themselves, and the range is always continually changing, and
Yeah.
it's a great lifestyle collection.
So this is a real store here. Well, now you take us here as the last stop, I see.
It's almost the last part of the tour, but of course when people are coming here and looking at boats and specifying their own boat and personalising their own boats, they spend quite a lot of time here selecting their fabrics and finishes with our interior designer.
Their sound system.
Oh wow, yeah.
Right up Rico's alley here.
Help select all of your electronics.
GL, Fusion, which one are you going to go with? So you get to see some of the things here, and then
That are on the
this-
boats?
Yeah, this looks like a boat.
In fact, it is. When we first launched the sports motor yacht line, we developed this interior mock-up of the 68, and it actually had all of the lower accommodation as well. It wasn't a boat externally, but it was a boat internally.
Oh wow.
And we invited a number of our experienced owners to come and walk through the interior and give us their feedback before we actually produced a yacht. And so at the end of that process, rather than
Scrapping
this, we
throwing
wanted
it
to
away.
keep it. So we just turned it into this magnificent space. So you can
So
come and feel
cool.
like you're literally sitting on a boat.
Welcome aboard. This is cool.
And then we have all of our different fabrics here that you can choose from for interior and exterior. And we have a number of packages that you can choose from. That's interior lounge upholstery,
Wow. It seems like a lot of options.
exterior upholstery.
What? Wait, this is all for Belize or for
No,
all?
no, no,
all
no,
of-
this-
okay,
it's for Riviera and
everything.
Belize.
Riviera and Belize. Okay, got it.
Interior lounge upholstery.
That's actually a lot more options than I thought.
And if you wanted a few more options for interior lounge upholstery, here they are.
Oh my god. Wait, hold on. So how does it work? Is there like a sort of a color scheme that you...
Yes, there is. There's colorways, which are probably in these books here. Here we go. So that really gives you the choice.
Oh, choice. Don't talk to me about choices. It's been painful. I've spent the last couple of months in choices and I don't want any more. But you guys made it easy. You've created sort of a scheme that
That's
you can
correct.
choose from.
For the scatter cushions and the bedding. And so basically you can mix and match within this collection, and there's a number of different collections. This one happens to be called the Pacific. And then you can touch and feel and see all of our dealer representatives around the world have these books. So you don't have to come to Australia. You can sit down and select those as a
your
couple with your
local-
dealer.
Local dealer. So is it different model will have just like a few different schemes, or is it across the board?
It's across the board.
How
Every
about-
2 years our designers create these new collections.
Yeah.
And so they're always very current and on trend. Then you can select whichever collection you like for your boat.
Super cool. So if you've had a small boat, you're upgrading a year and a half later, you were like, I really love my interior on that boat. You actually could do that.
That's correct.
That's really neat.
And then if you wanted to be totally custom, our designers will work with you and select other fabrics and colorways to suit your choice. But we find that most of our owners are more than happy with the selection that we've created.
I don't think that many production manufacturers could say that they have that level of customization. I mean, it doesn't come for free,
Yep.
but if you really wanted to, you can.
That's correct. But you've just been through this whole process, or
Yeah.
going through this process yourselves with
Yeah.
your boat.
It's terrible.
This is how we make it very
Easier.
easy.
It's true. It's true. There may be a little like sort of manipulation, little change that I would want to do, but yeah, it's a lot easier when you kind of give in some basics
Some preparing.
that works together. Yeah. This is a cool space here. So what in general, most of the time people would probably go through dealer and do this with their dealer. When do they come here? What kind of customer comes here? Like a repeated customer?
You'll find obviously Australian and New Zealand customers come here fairly regularly. Owners love to travel to Australia. More and more are wanting to do what we call an Australian delivery. So if you're an overseas owner, you come and actually take delivery of the boat here.
Okay.
We can provide a captain, we can provide provisioning, and then you can actually do a cruise here in Queensland or go south to Sydney or further. Then you bring the boat back, you give us a punch list of things that might need to be rectified, and then you leave the boat, we'll wrap all the boat up and ship it to you.
I would totally do that.
Amazing.
100%.
Absolutely amazing. Besides, you get like this hands-on experience from the most experienced people here. So,
Yeah.
and you can answer any question, anything. I mean, I know if you get a great dealer, great, but there's no way they're nearly as detailed as experienced people that actually work here.
No, that's
This
right.
is, you breathe Riviera. I mean,
Yeah.
we just met all these people working for 30 years. You don't get that from a dealer.
Owners love to come here, they love to see their boat being built, and then they love to be able to come here and experience all of this, take delivery of their boat, do that cruise, and then go home with total confidence that they know everything about their boat and they've actually had a very good shakedown cruise here as well.
Well, we've tremendously enjoyed this experience. Thanks for having us.
Well,
and
thank you.
for making
It's been awesome having you guys here with us, and we're so proud to have you here and to show you what Australia is doing. And we've built almost 6,000 luxury motor yachts, and it's an incredible success story for Australia on a global basis.
We definitely understand why now, and more so that personal feel of a family of Riviera is what impressed me the most. I've seen the quality, I've seen the fit and finish, we've seen that, we've been on board it now, we've cruised. The human aspect,
You got
that
to see behind the scenes.
is what absolutely will stay with me for a long time.
That's great.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you. Hey,
It was such a pleasure.
Rico.
Bye, guys.
That's going to be difficult. I would give you a hug right now, but with the camera.